I'm getting a coffee before going to this podcast at this place in Culver City called Super Domestic. Good little coffee shop. They got about 3 of them around Los Angeles. I like this coffee, and it's right across from Culver City WeWork. This is where Culver City WeWork is, right here. One Culver. How are you?
Good. How's it going?
I'm doing good.
Can I get started?
I'll do a cortado.
Yeah, regular mocha.
I'll do it with oat, please. What is this one right here?
That is Nutella and almond.
I'll try one of those.
Can I get your name?
JT.
J-A-T?
J.T. JT.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, we don't take cash. We only have cards.
Oh, I don't have my wallet.
Sorry.
I can get your drink.
No, it's fine.
Are you drinking? That's fine.
It's okay.
Here we are. Another beautiful day. Another beautiful day. I think I'm eating too many pastries though. I'm eating a lot of pastries lately.
You guys sit in, I'll film some of that too. You guys can, I'll drop it to you guys.
What are we filming this on?
These are Black Magic 6Ks.
That just sounds dope. Black Magic 6K.
Here we go.
Jeez. It's really nice. That's great.
It looks awesome. Okay. Looks good.
He's doing it right.
All right.
Legit.
With style.
With style.
With style. Intentional style.
Got the name on the mic. I didn't get a chance to get a clip of me actually in the podcast, but I want to give you guys a gist of what the most important thing was that we talked about when I was in that conversation with my buddy Sagar. So the thing that I was saying in there is when you are starting out on social media, whether you're a company or whether you are a creator, if you come from a place of self-love and actually loving yourself prior to joining social media, like your opinion on yourself is great, and the way you feel about yourself is great, and the way that you look at the world and the things you have going on in your life are great. When you step into social media, you are able to amplify all of those things. However, if you start from a place where you're going into social media to validate yourself and find your self-worth and get affirmations from the world that you're incredible, social media can be a really, really hard place because it is the ultimate form of rejection when you are putting out all of your ideas on an algorithm that you don't control and it doesn't work. And if you are showing up on social media trying to get your self-worth from it, it's a very fast track to burnout and to being in a very unhealthy place. So what everybody needs to be focusing on, which is the conversation that I was having with my buddy Sagar, what everybody needs to focus on is you got to be good before you get on social. Social can't make you good. You got to know that you're legit before you start the platform that you're starting on. The platform can't validate you. Yes, it can give you yes, it can show you what you already know about yourself like a mirror, but it can't be your source of validation. Same with, like this is a perfect example for me. When I'm posting on YouTube right now, I'm not looking at any video getting 50, 75, 200, 400, 12. Not looking at any of those videos of getting views and being like, oh, that's how worthy I am. I'm only worth 57 views. I'm only worth 750 views. I look at it, I'm like, I know I'm fucking legit. I know that I'm worth 1 million views. I know that I'm worth 2 million views. I know that I'm worth 100,000 views. I know that before I even step foot on the platform. The platform's not telling me that. The platform is just information. It's an algorithm. It's a format that I got to understand, that once I figure out and once I tinker and test and once I land on that spot, it's just going to show the world what I already knew about myself. That's the place you need to come from. I'm now in Westwood. I'm going to meet with a founder of a company called Ranavat Beauty Brand to talk about just different content stuff, things that we can do with them, potential to work together, and see how they're doing. I met the founder at dinner a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago. She said that she had seen some of my TikTok content and that she really is just curious as to like how we help brands and if there's any way we can help them, because they're now in Sephora and they're in I don't know if she mentioned any other retail stores, but I think they're big in Sephora, so she's looking for help with retail. And what I would say a big component of what we do is trying to help brands that are now in retail. The way that I look at brands that are in retail, which means any sort of like I'm outside of a Walgreens right now, that's considered retail. It's like any sort of like brick and mortar physical store that you go in and you buy something off of the shelf rather than buying it on the internet. So most companies are trying to get into places like Walmart, Target, Sephora, depending on what kind of brand you are, Whole Foods. And so it's because most people aren't purchasing things through the internet if they're eating them. Like most people aren't going onto a company's website and ordering, snacks or things to cook. So a lot of these brands are now focused on how do we do well in the physical stores that we're in. For us, the way that I think that they do well is I think that your online presence is a big part of that, because when we're all scrolling, the way that we find new products is through a mix of scrolling and being in the store. So when you see a friend of yours that cooks with Grazia olive oil and they post it to their Instagram story or their Snapchat or something like that, you then are in the store the next time and you see the Grazia olive oil, which is great olive oil, and you buy it because your friend posted it, or because somebody you liked talked about it, or because you saw a video of it. Maybe you saw it on the brand's account. That is the reason why you end up purchasing. A lot of times it's subconscious, you don't even think about it. But the vast majority of the times it is from seeing it somewhere else with a trusted source, seeing it a couple of times even. So I just think a big play for brands that are in retail is still double down on your content, get your product into trusted hands, have them make content about it, so the next time that person's in the store, they choose you rather than choosing the person that's next to you. Here's your reminder that content doesn't need to be that hard. We complicate it. If you focus on the message, who you're making it for, we just make it so hard with how things need to look, what time, where, and when. It doesn't need to be that hard. Just focus on the message. If the message is right, the word will get out. People will find it. I am in Westwood right now, and this is where I'm at for my meeting. I don't spend a lot of time over here, but I'm here today, and I like traveling into different areas to see, just different areas of Los Angeles. So here I am in Westwood. Another conversation that I couldn't film, but want to give you guys a summary of it. Main takeaway from my conversation with Ranavat. You always got to be testing. You always have to have a portion of your content that you're testing new things. Excuse me. You always have to have a portion of your content where you're testing new things, because no matter if something hits and is crushing it, at some point that series and that piece of content is going to dip a little bit and you're going to have to go back to the drawing board. And you need to be willing to, and in my opinion, always have a portion of it that's testing, so that when that thing stops working, you can pull from something else that is now showing a little bit of signs of working. So always be testing, always be iterating, always be trying out new things and pushing the envelope, because that's just the way that things work. Things work for a while and they stop working, and then you have to reiterate on them. The people that win for a long period of time will be the people that are willing to adapt and iterate and come up with new things and innovate forever. Make sure you're always testing.